Ice Cube is never one to shy away from speaking his mind. When it comes to hip-hop history, he's got strong opinions, especially about diss tracks. Recently, Cube made it clear that he believes his 1991 diss track, No Vaseline, is the greatest diss song of all time, better than Tupac's Hit 'Em Up, Nas Ether, and Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. And the reason? Cube says it's simple. He took out an entire group for members of N.W.A, plus their manager, Jerry Heller, all in one track. Hip-hop fans have been debating diss tracks for decades, and every generation has its champion. Some say Tupac's Hit 'Em Up is the hardest diss of all time because of how raw and aggressive it was. Others believe Nas's Ether destroyed Jay-Z with clever wordplay and brutal insults. And more recently, Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us had the entire rap world buzzing with its takedown of Drake. But Ice Cube, he stands firm. No Vaseline is the best to ever do it. To understand why Cube feels this way, we need to go back to the early 90s. Ice Cube had left N.W.A due to disputes over money and business. At the time, the group was still running strong, and they weren't too happy about Cube leaving. They took shots at him on their 1990 album 100 Miles and Runnin', and their 1991 album Niggas for Life. The group's leader at the time, Eazy-E, alongside Dr. Dre, MC Run, and DJ Yella, threw jabs at Cube, suggesting he was disloyal and bitter about his departure. But instead of firing back immediately, Cube waited. He let the tension build. And when he finally responded, he did so with No Vaseline, a track that completely annihilated his former crew. From the moment the beat drops, No Vaseline feels like a declaration of war. The track is pure fire, laced with aggressive energy, sharp lyrics, and devastating punches. Cube doesn't hold back. He calls out each member of N.W.A by name, exposing their weaknesses, mocking their decisions, and making it clear that he was the real powerhouse behind their success. Even their manager, Jerry Heller, wasn't safe. Cube attacked him for taking advantage of the group, calling him out for the financial mismanagement that led to their split. One of the things that makes No Vaseline so powerful is the precision of Cube's words. Unlike Hit 'Em Up, which was fueled by raw anger, or Ether, which leaned on witty punchlines, Cube's approach was strategic. He broke down each member of N.W.A in a way that was not only disrespectful, but also undeniably true at the time. He accused them of being puppets under Jerry Heller's control. He mocked Dr. Dre and DJ Yella for staying silent while Eazy-E ran the show. He went after MC Run, implying that he wasn't on Cube's level lyrically. And his shots at Eazy-E? Ruthless. He basically told the world that Eazy was nothing without him. This level of lyrical destruction is why Ice Cube believes No Vaseline is the best diss track ever. Unlike Hit 'Em Up, which was directed mostly at Biggie and Bad Boy Records, No Vaseline took down an entire squad. It wasn't just about personal beef. It was about business, betrayal, and proving who was really the boss. And the impact was immediate. After No Vaseline dropped, N.W.A never really recovered. The group slowly fell apart, and within a few years, Dr. Dre had left, Eazy's influence had faded, and N.W.A as a unit was no more. Tupac's Hit 'Em Up is often praised for being the most aggressive diss track ever. And there's no denying that Tupac's delivery was unmatched. The way he came in with, first off, F*** your B********, and the clique you claim. *** set the tone for one of the most hostile records in hip-hop history. But if we're talking about pure impact, No Vaseline arguably did more damage. N.W.A was at the top of the rap game, and Cube single-handedly dismantled them. Then there's Nas Ether. When Nas released the track in 2001, it was seen as the ultimate response to Jay-Z's takeover. Nas's insults were sharp, the beat was hypnotic, and his wordplay was lethal. But did it destroy Jay-Z? Not really. Jay-Z was still at the height of his career after Ether. In fact, some people argue that the beef only helped boost both artists. With No Vaseline, there was no back and forth. Cube said what he needed to say, and that was it. N.W.A never responded with anything that matched the intensity of No Vaseline. Fast forward to today, and Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us is the latest diss track to shake up the culture. The track, aimed at Drake, has been celebrated for its production, its slick wordplay, and the fact that it had the whole world chanting, "They not like us." But does it compare to No Vaseline? Not quite. Not Like Us is fun, catchy, and filled with clever subliminals, but it's not as brutal. It doesn't dismantle its target the way Cube's track did. So is Ice Cube, right? Is No Vaseline the greatest diss track in hip-hop history? A strong case can be made that yes, it is. The track had all the elements of a perfect diss: brutal honesty, sharp delivery, and long-lasting impact. Cube didn't just respond to N.W.A. He ended them. And when we talk about the purpose of a diss track, isn't that the ultimate goal? To shut down your opponent in a way that they can't come back from? Of course, hip-hop is subjective. Some fans will always put "Hit 'em Up" at the top because of its raw aggression. Others will say Ether had the best insults. And some might argue that Kendrick's approach with Not Like Us is the modern gold standard. But when we look at pure effectiveness, No Vaseline stands in a league of its own. At the end of the day, the best diss track is the one that leaves the biggest mark. And more than 30 years later, No Vaseline is still talked about as one of the hardest diss records ever made. If that doesn't make it the greatest, what does?